Hey guys, Angie here with Northeastern Group Realty. I just had a great conversation with Kim Arnos with Harouff Home Mortgage, and really we just kind of talked about the basics of what a pre-approval is, the different mortgages that are out there, whether you're a first-time home buyer or looking to move up, looking to downsize. There's multiple loans out there that are possible, and we kind of even got down into like what are the credit scores, and she's just a fantastic resource. So if you have any other questions based off of listening to our conversation today, feel free to reach out to myself or Kim. I'm going to attach contact information for you, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. See you soon.
Hi guys, I'm Angie here with Northeastern Group Realty. I'm here with Kim Arnos from Harouff Home Mortgage, and we are going to kind of just talk about some of the things that take place with getting a mortgage and refinancing. So Kim, why don't we just start off with you telling us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so I work with Harouff. I've been with Harouff now for 14 years. I've been in the business for 25 years, and I specialize in purchases with VA, FHA, conventional, USDA, all of the loans that are available we pretty much offer.
So you kind of know what you're talking about today.
Just a little.
Good. All right, so let's kind of start out with Mortgage 101. When should somebody look at getting pre-approved?
I would definitely be getting pre-approved before you start looking for a house. So the market we're in right now, if you're not pre-approved prior to looking for homes, you're going to miss out on the house that you want. So I try to get everyone pre-approved ahead of time and at least collect asset income information and make sure that everything looks aboard before I give the pre-approval letter. But that may take a couple days. So when people wait to the very last minute, they may miss out on their home.
Okay. So what are some things like that they're going to need to have? Like if they're going to come to you and they're like, okay, we're ready to get pre-approved, what are documents that they need to have on hand that they can give to you?
Well, at first it's more informational. So I just collect basic information. People get caught up on 2 years job history, 2 years resident history. Sometimes their asset information they'll get caught up on. I don't collect any paperwork until I actually have their information and I've run the loan through and I figure out exactly what I need.
Okay. Sounds easy enough, I think. Sometimes it can be a little scary at the same time.
Absolutely.
Knowing that, I mean, obviously you get pre-approved, but is there only like one specific type of loan that you get pre-approved for, or what are the type of loans out there?
Most people don't have an idea of what loan they want. So when you call your loan officer, as I am taking information, pulling credit, looking at job time, looking at the debt ratios, what kind of assets you may have, I'm trying to figure out as I go along what loan's going to be best. So there are several different types of loans, and depending on that person's situation, I just try to figure it out per person.
Okay, so what kind of loans are they?
We have the first way we always want to go is conventional. Conventional is always the best way to go. 5% down is pretty typical if they're got more assets or if they're selling their house. A lot of times they'll do 10 or 20% down or more. First-time home buyers, we have a 3% down program. So that's a wonderful program, and it will allow you 3% down, discounted interest rate, discounted PMI insurance. So that's a wonderful program. If you don't fit into conventional, then we start looking at FHA. That is the next way to go. They're a little more lenient with their rules and guidelines. Someone is a veteran, they have a VA certificate. VA is definitely a wonderful way to go.
Okay.
And then if they're looking outside the city limits and they don't make too much money because it's all income based, they can possibly go on a USDA loan with 0% down.
Okay. So as they're getting pre-approved and they're looking at the different types of loans, and I mean another big one people talk about is the credit score.
Yes.
So ideally, or just when it comes to the loans, what should people be looking at to have their credit score be?
620 is bottom line right now for us. 620, you can get into FHA. If you're a little under 640, sometimes we can take it conventional, but it's got to be in the right situation. So 640 is where you want to be for the 3% down program or the conventional loan itself. 640 is basically the bottom line for most of our loans.
All right, that's good to know. The other question, I guess, quickly is just what are some kind of myths that kind of go along with pre-approvals? Like, what have you seen when you sit down with clients or people that are trying to get pre-approved? What's out there that you're running into?
I think that a lot of people think that they can have a pre-approval in a couple of minutes, and sometimes it takes a little longer than that because we have to collect pay stubs, W-2s, taxes, bank statements, driver's license, asset information. So sometimes it takes a little longer than a few minutes to get the full pre-approval on paper. The other ones are some people think that once we run you through underwriting and get a pre-approval, you're only pre-approved for 30 days. Those pre-approvals last for longer than that. We have to update assets and income after 30 days. But those pre-approvals are good for a longer period of time.
Okay, that's actually good to know. So people don't have to be in a complete rush to find something like in a short time of 30 days.
Right.
That's nice. Okay.
In many cases, you can be pre-approved the same day if you have the right situation. Other circumstances, if the loan officer is not comfortable with the information provided, then you may have to go through underwriting to actually get a real pre-approval from the underwriter.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Now, what happens if somebody's not quite ready for pre-approval, but they're kind of on the line? What happens in that situation?
More than happy to take their information, and I can pull a credit bureau. Some people don't want their credit pulled. If that's the case, that's fine. We try to give you as much information as possible, answer any questions they have. Usually, if they're not quite ready, once they know what they need to do, most people start getting their pre-approval in order then.
Okay, so you kind of help with telling them like what steps they need to take
Exactly.
and where they need to go.
Correct. If I would pull a credit bureau and the credit score would be lower than what it needs to be, or if they are FHA and maybe want to get to the conventional side, I try to work with them on getting their credit scores up. We have something called a rapid rescore that we can actually collect information from them, maybe have them pay a few things down, and then we work with the credit bureaus to get the credit scores up in a very short amount of time.
Okay, that's good to know. Well, thank you. I appreciate you answering kind of like mortgage 101 kind of questions.
Yes, no problem. Thank you for having me.